Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of The Creative Pause. My name is Susan Padron, and I'm here with my co-host, who I'll allow to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Stacey. It's so good to be with you all today. We hope this episode brings you a smile or a bit of calm in your day. That's really our goal with the creative pause. We know we're all going through some difficult things right now, or the days may just seem either very long or very crazy or both. And so hopefully this episode offers you a little bit of a respite. And we're very excited today to have Monica with us. We'll do her more formal introduction momentarily, but she'll be making a beautiful protein fudge with us because she is sort of the queen of marrying both health and things that make you feel good to eat. So we will get to her in a moment, but before we do, we always like to just check in with everybody, see how you're doing and how the day is moving along for you. Obviously this is a recording, so please just, say it aloud or write it in a journal, or check in with a friend today and see how they're doing. I will share, Susan will share, and also our guest Monica will share how we're doing today very briefly. So my day today is actually pretty good. I made an effort to get outside, which you've heard me say on many episodes that makes a big difference for me. But today, my toddler was actually just playing at the water table for a while, and I didn't have to run back and forth after him. And I just sat in the sun and leaned my head back with my cup of tea and just literally soaked in the warmth. And I can't remember the last time I did that actually, because typically I am running after him, or I don't remember to bring tea outside, or I just feel like I'm in kind of a more harried moment. So it was really nice. And that kind of set the stage for me feeling just more grounded today and feeling a bit better. So I'm really thankful for that. Thankful for the warmth, thankful for the flowers, thankful for trees leafing out, all the sort of signs of spring around us. So how are you doing, Susan?
I guess like a mix of emotions today. Last night I really made the effort to do a few different activities that would help like ground me and do things that were more like meditative without actually meditating. Like one of our guests does these incredible drawing videos with like letter work and line work and watercolor. And I'm not sure, I forget what the order of when this episode will air versus when the other guest episode will air. So I don't want to give anything away just yet, but she does these videos on Facebook. And so I took the time to do that last night, and it was really fun and just really helped me kind of like get out of my head, get out of my body, and just like focus on the drawing prompts that she gave. I was telling Stacey too that my cats decided that was like the perfect time to start like destroying things around me. They were like, no, you don't get this time. Like just because the child's asleep doesn't mean that you get to relax right now. So I was like, in this like beautiful meditative state. And then I was like, will you just fucking stop? Like, stop destroying the stuff. And then like back into like, I was like, damn it, Primo, So, yeah, it was, and I feel like that's been a pretty good depiction of how I'm kind of feeling today. Like a balance of like those serene moments and those like aggravating, frustrating moments. But I feel like that's also motherhood, even like not in quarantine, or like, how we can all relate to, even not during these times. But yeah, so a balance, I guess. Monica, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's also been, some days are better than others. Usually on the days that I get outside, I feel better. I've been actually really busy working right now, so it's been hard to like remember to eat, remember to drink, remember all these things that like I talk about. So I find when I do that, I feel better. And like I just took a few minutes and I did some breath work and that helps. But yeah, I mean, the spring and the sun is helping, and like I just stood under this beautiful tree the other day, and I'm like, I feel so good now. Like, why don't I make myself do this more? So, yeah, I'm doing good.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. I think that finding those opportunities to ground and be present are really beneficial to everybody right now. I know I'm really trying to incorporate more of those moments myself. And when I can catch myself and do it, I am very grateful for it. So I'm hoping that that just becomes part of my normal practice, even once we do return to whatever normalcy looks like beyond these times. So what I'd like to do now is share my screen so I can share the quote that Monica shared with us. And the quote says, "The simple things are also the most extraordinary things, and only the wise can see them." That's Paulo Coelho. So Monica, can you share why you chose that quote with us to share with us today?
Yeah, I mean, I love so many of his words and his quotes, but this one really just speaks to right now. I mean, I try and always just, in everything that I'm doing, I try and, even if it is the most simple thing, just really appreciate it. So I think right now, a lot of people are really being forced to do that. And, maybe we're not used to that all the time. So yeah, just whatever it is, if it's making my smoothie bowl, like the beauty of the colors, the flowers that get said. So just being with your family, which we're not used to being with our families that much. Our health, which, I've had chronic illness, so I've dealt with that a lot, but something that you don't think about and as simple as your health. Sometimes we take that for granted, so it's just getting back to those little basic things.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was laughing because I was like, I'm just gonna mute Monica, not to be rude, but just because of the blending. But I do want to, thank you, Monica, for sharing this quote and sharing, your insight on why you decided to share it with us. I think, again, it's spot on. You're so right about how we can incorporate this into our lives, and how I think a lot of us are being forced to see that and see what's important, and they might have been really what some people would have associated as like minuscule or minor things in our lives that are really just the incredible things that we should be focusing on. So thank you for that.
We are so excited to have Monica with us today, and to tell you a little bit more about her and the work that she does before she gets into her cooking demo here. Monica, also known as Monje, Bookbinder, is an artist, graphic designer, entrepreneur, baker, and feng shui consultant. She wears a lot of hats and does a lot of beautiful things around holistic health and sort of self-care and beauty in the world. She brings her design aesthetic and energy to her food creations, which you'll find on her page, Raw Monje, and we'll share that, all of her information at the end and also on the episode page. Through Raw Monje, she creates healthier superfood desserts, snacks, and drink blend products. So you heard Susan mention that she muted her because the blender went off. There's lots of blending going on in her space of creating beautiful, superfood drinks and other things to nourish our bodies. She hosts classes as well in her space in Philadelphia, something called Truffle Night Out and simple seasonal superfood smoothies. So, once we're sort of back in the game here and back to doing in-person events, Monica has a lot to offer that way. Her home is in Philly, and she shares it with her amazing and talented husband, her beautiful daughter, her cat. We all seem to have cats in this episode, and her puppy as well. So she says that she thrives on her morning smoothie and afternoon matcha. So we hear you, Monica. And with that introduction, I'm going to pass it over to Monica. She's going to walk us through creating a beautiful chocolate gray protein fudge that is pretty simple to make and tastes delicious. So thanks, Monica, for being with us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so that was a great introduction. I pretty much covered everything. I hate to cook, but I love to bake and I love to blend. And I think it's easy, and maybe some people get overwhelmed, but this is like really easy and you can do it. So I love to make things that are like more nourishing. I do have a sweet tooth, so I try and satisfy that need in a healthier way. So this fudge uses cashews, it uses cacao, and then peanut butter, spirulina for the color. So I'll walk you through how I do it. And I use a Vitamix. You don't have to have a Vitamix, but if you have a high-speed blender, that would be best. You could probably do it in a food processor. I haven't tried this recipe in a food processor, but I make raw cakes too, and a lot of people use a food processor for that, so it's pretty similar. So I've already soaked my cashews, and I use organic cashews. I try to use everything organic. Obviously, you can't always get organic, especially right now. But especially with cashews, it's if you can get them organic, it's best. So I'm gonna put the cashews right in here.
Monica, do you want to say a few words about why raw is important? Like, why is it important to consider raw foods as opposed to cooked, baked things?
So I'm not completely raw or anything. Some people have different views on it. This way, you're getting all the nutrients, and you're keeping everything intact. So, and then by soaking the nuts, they're better digested and they're kind of easier on your tummy. So that's why. So first I'm going to put the cashews, and then you can use any kind of milk substitute. So this is actually coconut. It's basically a coconut milk. You could use almond milk, soy milk, any milk you would like. So that's a coconut milk. And then, so you can see it. So I use vanilla powder. It's just like vanilla extract, but it's just a powder, so it's again less processed and more pure. And this is an organic powder. It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. But you use half the amount. So if a recipe calls for 1 teaspoon, you would use half a teaspoon. So, and then I also have pink Himalayan salt in here. So first I'm gonna do that, and then the maple syrup. I'm also gonna go over here and blend.
I know Stacey and I have shared on other episodes that we both also have a sweet tooth. So I'm like pretty psyched about this recipe. I'm like, okay, all right, something to satisfy my sweet tooth and is also, good for me. I'm definitely intrigued. And I know that cashews are used a lot, especially in a lot of vegan cooking, to create like a creamier kind of texture, or like taste rather. Is that one of the reasons that you're incorporating cashews into this recipe as well?
Yeah, it makes it really, really creamy. And they're really filling. So yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, so after I blend that, then I'm gonna add my protein. So I'm gonna add my cacao powder, which is the raw cacao powder. It's just a less processed, it's not high heated. And then peanut butter. And this is a hemp protein powder. And then I don't always use this, but this is charcoal, activated charcoal. And you know, you have to be careful with that. It's really good for detoxifying. It's like really in a lot of recipes now. But I don't normally use it, but for today I'm using it because I like it and it makes the color really nice.
And could you, aside from the, or you mentioned hemp powder, could you use hemp seeds, or would you not recommend the seeds?
Not for this. So. And the charcoal definitely gets messy. So, okay, and then I'm gonna blend this one more time. And after I blend this, I'm going to add, I've already melted it, but this is the cacao butter. So this is the fat from the cacao. And I actually have a seed that I use in my classes. So you could see it. It was in the freezer, so I can't open it. But that's the pod from the cacao. So when the fat gets removed, that's the fat, the cacao butter.
And is that like the same cacao butter you'd use on your body? Like, is it all the same sort of butter?
Same, yes, same thing.
This totally makes me want to get a Vitamix. It's like very quiet. It's clearly doing the job really well. I have the loudest, most inefficient blender of all time.
It's funny that you say that, Stacey, because Tony has been using our blender like regularly for months now. And for Christmas this year, my parents were asking like, what should we get Tony? And he was like, I really wanted a new blender because we had the same one since like we got married 10 years ago or longer than that, maybe. And so he like found a Vitamix that my parents were like, Tony wants a blender for Christmas. And I was like, yeah, he uses it every day. And this is like not just a blender, like it's a Vitamix. And yeah, it's a total game changer. It's freaking fantastic. And I mean, even just like watching Monica blend those cashews in like a hot second, I feel like that's enough of a little like infomercial on why people should get Vitamix.
Yeah, totally. So Monica, I know you're using charcoal in this recipe, but if people wanted to leave that out, could they do that and it would still result in a lot of the same sort of flavor and texture?
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah. That's also the great thing about this is, you know, you can kind of modify it and taste it. That's the great thing about this kind of stuff. Like you could taste it, and if you need something else, we need to add a little something, you can do that. So, let's see. I have an 8x8 can, and I just lined it with parchment paper. I'm just gonna pour this in.
It's so easy, which is lovely. Like, you know, I mean, I enjoy baking and cooking very much, but sometimes I just want a quick, easy recipe of some sort.
The great thing about this too is you can leave it in your fridge or your freezer and just have it. So just kind of spread it out here. And then just to get the air bubbles out, you want to tap it. And then you put it in the fridge. And I already had one made, so let's see.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, it really looks like fudge.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna, this was sitting here for a minute, but I'm gonna pop it out of here and slice it. Give me 1 second.
I like want some. I'm like, this is the part of the show where we get to try it, right? Like this is the total downside of being on Zoom. I'm like, but the fudge.
You know, I wish I could send it through. So then, I don't always do this either, but I made a cashew cream, and in this is a, okay, so this you can just pipe on, and it's just cashews, a little bit of lemon, vanilla, and maple syrup. And I just put this into a piping bag with a little tip. So I'll take this and slice it. This is actually really satisfying to slice this. It's like such a nice texture.
Well, that cashew cream sounds lovely too.
Yeah, and you can use that as an icing. So it's much healthier. I'm just gonna slice a little one. Because, you know, icing is all sugar.
This makes me think I should make these for when I'm going to have a baby here in very short order. Make these for when I'm snacking while breastfeeding, because I think it would be really satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monica, how long do these last? I know you said that you can put them in the refrigerator or freeze them. Like, how long would you recommend keeping them for?
I'd say in the fridge probably a week. You could freeze them probably months. Yeah. And then I like to put a little bit of fruit on them.
If you freeze them, can you eat them right out of the freezer too, or would you thaw them?
I think you need to thaw it a little bit, yeah. And the cashew cream is actually a little soft. You can let it harden up in the fridge a little bit so it pipes better. And then I also have some rose petals. These are just dried rose petals. Nice smell.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Rose petals seem to solve all problems. Yesterday we recorded with somebody who made a rosewater mist, like body mist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I guess you can ingest them and you can spray them on yourself and look at them and smell them. There's like multiple sensory experiences with rose petals.
Yeah, roses. I have fresh lavender from my garden. You could use any kind of herbs. So yeah, it's really, just have fun with it.
Yeah, Stacey, I feel like from the guests that we've had on the show so far, it's like Monica has showed us how to be able to ingest rose petals, and we've had, you know, the rose water mists, floral arrangements, how to press roses, how to press flowers. We've just had like roses in all different kinds of ways. That's
Rose tea too.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, rose tea. Yeah, that sounds nice. One of the things that I'm like missing big time right now is Soraya's chai that they make that has the like dried rose petals on top. It's just like Lebanese chai. It's just divine. So it's something that I'm like, when restaurants open up again.
I'm trying to show that to you. Let's see.
Oh, it looks amazing. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So I should have done this in the beginning, but I also when I do anything like this, I do kind of make my space a little more special. So I light my candle, make sure like I'm in a good place. I don't want to put anything bad into my food. And, you know, sometimes I'll be quiet, but sometimes I'll just play some nice music or whatever kind of energy like I want with the food. So with cacao and the roses, like I always just think of like so much love and thinking of the people that are going to be enjoying it. I try not to make anything when I'm not in a good space. So, and I think that really helps with the flavor and, you know, the feeling from the food. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, food is a way I think oftentimes we can best express love for people, and for sure, yeah, sort of setting your intentions as you're making it can, you know, make a big difference.
So, and I wanted to also share, so I have these 2 books. This one's called The Chocolate Therapist, and it's really good. There's like so much good information in here. And it's really funny, like I think the funniest thing about this book is people like to hide their chocolate. And then this one's called Sacred Cacao, Food of the Gods. Also a really good one.
I'll make sure to link both of those books in the show notes on the website so that people can access them too. So what is it about those 2 books that you really enjoy? I mean, I know you said that it was funny about the chocolate therapist, and what is it about Sacred Cacao that you know, you really like?
Sacred Cacao it goes into the whole history. So, but it's really like, sorry, that sound. It even has like in the beginning, you know, it's just seeing chocolate as divine. I think a lot of times, especially in our culture, you know, it's like chocolate is harder than chocolate. You know, it has a lot of sugar, and I don't think people really like value the actual chocolate as much. So this is kind of like the history and all of the benefits and how it was used more sacredly.
Well, and isn't cacao a pretty intensive process, like growing and harvesting cacao and bringing it to, you know, our modern grocery store? It takes a lot of hands and a lot of labor. Is that right?
Yeah, it does, and a lot of time. You know, it's like it's dried in the sun. Yeah, so it's definitely. I think we need to more. I think if you knew how much went into it, you wouldn't be like shoving chocolate bars, you know. And you know, I've done that too. So, yeah. And I have one other book too, which this recipe doesn't use mushrooms, but you could add some mushroom powder. This is healing mushrooms, and it's all about mushrooms. Also a really good book.
Yeah, I've recently started to dive into mushrooms, and there's a product that I really enjoy called Four Sigmatics that incorporates a lot of like different types of mushrooms, like reishi and lion's mane.
Yeah, he's the author.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, I feel like I heard an interview with the founder of Four Sigmatics some time ago, and I thought that I recalled that. But yeah, his products are fantastic. I really enjoy them. Yeah.
Yes, I try and every day, whether it's in my smoothies or you know, in my salad, I'll just saute some mushrooms and just eat them every day, different varieties.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear him talk about how like not all mushrooms are as beneficial to our systems as others, and you know, some that are like more mainstream are, you know, there are less beneficial like medicinal properties to them, or like, and I don't know, I never thought about that prior to hearing him speak about it. Is that something that you found too, is something that, you know, interests you at all?
I also didn't realize there were that many varieties, and you know, because you just get what you get at the store. So I didn't really think about it. Like, you know, I thought maybe there's like 3, and I don't remember how many. There's like a crazy number of mushroom varieties. But that's what I find most interesting.
Well, Monica, I have a question getting back to the recipe you made. Can you share with us a little bit about, you mentioned cashews and some of the benefits of those, but can you mention some of the medicinal or health benefits of any of the other ingredients you used in this fudge?
Yeah, let's see. What else did we use? We used the cashews, the cacao. So cacao is high in calcium and a really high level of magnesium. So like a lot of times when women are craving chocolate around the period, they're really craving magnesium and antioxidants and iron. Oh, and then obviously the less chemicals. So that's why like you feel good after you eat chocolate because there's actually chemicals in it that serotonin and make you feel good afterwards.
And what about the spirulina that you put in there?
Oh, so yeah, the spirulina I use to color the icing. Spirulina is actually one of the most nutrient-dense plants on the planet. So, and a little teeny bit, I think it's like a teaspoon or something. So, you know, you only need a little tiny bit, and it's really good for you.
Awesome. And then, yeah, obviously you put in a ton of protein. So I imagine each little piece probably has a lot of protein that's offering people.
Yeah, you know what? I have never done the makeup of this, but it has the peanut butter, the cashews have protein, and then I use the hemp protein, and I used about 3 scoops of it. I mean, you could adjust that too, but yeah, that's a really good plant-based protein. And the hemp also has fiber, magnesium, iron, zinc, and good fats. And like I think, you know, people are better now, but people were really scared by fat. And so all of these are good fats. So like there's nothing to be scared of with cashews, coconut oil, which this doesn't have, but your body needs those. And the cacao butter is also really good for you. There's more nutrients in the actual powder, but the cacao butter is still good for you too.
That's awesome. And will you be sharing the recipe with us so we can look it up? That would be great because I want to try this like soon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I will share it. It's so easy, and like I said, it's like really filling and nourishing. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Monica. This has been awesome, and I've loved hearing both, you know, kind of the background of the ingredients and that sort of thing, but also just it looks beautiful, and clearly I'm very excited to make it and try it, as I think our viewers will be as well. Are there any other, you know, final thoughts or words that you want to share with the viewers before we close our show?
yeah, the only other thing I'd say is just really a lot of people ask me like, you know, what diet or what do you eat, or you know, and I always say like just really notice how your food makes you feel. Not everyone can eat everything, and you know, I've had a lot of I've had allergies that I've had to deal with. I can't have corn, I can't have certain things. So, you know, things kind of go through trends, but I think you just really need to like listen to your body, and that's the most important thing. And also just have fun with it. Like, especially right now, people don't have to go out and, you know, not on the run trying to find food. So, you know, just have fun, experiment, whatever kind of you're called to. Like, if something smells so good to you and you feel like you have to have it, like that's how I feel with mushrooms. I'm like, I'm like increasing my purchasing of mushrooms because I know that I eat a salad with mushrooms and like I feel so much better. I have my smoothie and I feel better. So just really kind of getting in touch with yourself and seeing what it is that makes you feel good.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being on and for sharing your yummy looking recipe. I'm sure it's yummy tasting too. And yeah, I'm sure that a lot of us will be making that fudge very soon.
Yeah, my daughter actually loves it. She's been asking me, so she's gonna be so excited because I'm gonna bring this home to her. It's one of her favorites.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, and viewers out there, as you make this, please post photos of it. We'd love to see how it's turning out, and how you like the recipe. And Monica, where can people find you? So what's the best website or place to find you? And I know you have a brick and mortar store. You know, if there anything that you're, yeah, if people can stay connected.
Online at rawmonje.com, so RAWMONJE. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, Raw Monje. The shop is online. It's not, I mean, in normal circumstances, people can come in and come pick it up, but you know, I'm doing no contact pickup right now, but I'm in Manny, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's been great to have you on today. And as I mentioned, we'll share on the episode page and on YouTube all of the notes around how to reach Monica and also purchase her delicious products. We'll also have the website and other links that are helpful. So thank you so much, Monica. We always close out our show with the same quote from a Mary Oliver poem, which is, "What will you do with your one wild and precious life?" So today for me, it's going to involve some cooking, I think. I've felt really inspired. So thank you so much for sharing with our audience.
Thank you so much for having me. I love this show and I love what you're doing, and I'm honored to be on. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And we will see everybody on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning into the Creative Pause. Have a good day.
Bye.